one time? What do you mean? For this
Yeah,
other problem?
next subject.
Okay, what about, did anybody read up anything about, remember this whole Tamiflu thing that we had? What was somebody, bacchanal with the Tamiflu?
That's the next thing. Huh?
That was the vaccine for this one, for H1N1 when they had the big outbreak and all that. And you remember the Minister of Health took his Tamiflu vaccine, or they don't remember all that? Okay, the next one, guys. So you won't take a flu vaccine?
I think it was very well done.
What's that?
I think it was very well done. I really asked. But you know, when I'm vaccine needle, we don't see needle I still.
You don't like needles? Well, like nobody likes needles.
No.
Never bought me.
Don't take my head off. Something else happened. Oh, don't worry about you.
Michael Jackson.
No, I didn't know there were some concerns about the efficacy of it and whether the remember it was developed very quickly. And that was so whether it had enough testing, and those were some of the concerns, and whether it really worked as well as they said it did. And so I think it's a good thing to go and read the Tamiflu vaccine, because the TAMIFLE, because there were a lot of concerns about it and whether it was, well, yeah, whether it really is good and required. So that is something that you should read up, because it is something that will happen, and it's something to be aware of when you're in public health situations where you want to get something to prevent people from developing the condition, and where you might do something or accept something, that might not be as good as it seems, or that you have to take the word of whoever is producing it, and they're making money off this. So you have to understand what the issues are. What is going on?
I'm using my needle. I'm slightly anemic, so like I cook very easy.
Okay, so who's having silent days today? You? What happened? You have your voice.
I wanted to say about the drugs a little bit. On the people drugs.
Okay, which drugs of what? You came prepared with drugs.
So,
You have to say, this is pressing me.
well, I mentioned one already, Tamiflu, but you look about this whole cell Tamiflu.
What's the problem? What was the problem?
I don't know what's the problem.
Oh, somebody look it up right now.
What I know is that
Yeah, I was looking at, but I think they're really just trying to decrease its sort of exposure, because they kind of limit the things that they say about it. They kind of mention things that are normal and saying, oh, very rarely some people will have like this abdominal complication or this sort of like heart attack or this sort of, adverse reaction from it. But it was a very small amount of cases, or they chose like a specific study or a specific population. They didn't do it like in general wide, starting to sort of like try to figure out.
There were big issues about people stockpiling it and thing in England and all and keep
I do remember that.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
I remember that.
Since you said that, I remember that. I was born then.
So they had all those issues and then people didn't want to take the vaccine because there was this other thing about autism and
People in general,
that was
were worried with
MMR as
vaccines.
well. They were
People
saying
in general was very worried with vaccines and the children and the autism thing. Right? A lot of
Yeah, that
there's
was
a lot of
completely
kids that
different.
vaccines that people don't want to give their children because they're scared of the autism.
But yes, and there was some false thing about this doctor that said that there was, yes, and he got struck off eventually. All these are things that happened in the last 3 years. People, what are you all reading? What you reading?
What kind of back then?
We were still in high school, we were about college yet.
Those are interesting things
It's
to
not one, I was
for general knowledge.
novels.
Actually, this last Scientific American is also a very good magazine. It talks about food and about calories and about fats and about carbohydrates and what they are finding. And that's the way the world is going to go when it comes to food. And we know that a lot of our diseases are nutrition based. So you have to be aware of what the research is showing. I mean, you are students, but you still have to be aware of what the research is showing. It's just interesting.
I saw a line here that there are concerns that Tamiflu may cause dangerous psychological, neuropsychiatric, and other side effects that include self-harm.
Okay.
Like, how was that happening? You might as well give me influenza, just give me influenza.
I should say, in terms of the stockpiling that you were talking about, they were essentially saying that because people were so afraid when the outbreak happened, they started to individually stockpile, and they were essentially really worried about the consequences that would then have on their ability to provide it for the actual population. So they were just saying that they feel now that with them stockpiling, that instance that you were talking about, that if there was a semi-influenza outbreak, they wouldn't be able to control it. So that was really, that was sort of our thinking about it.
Okay, so please read. What is the last thing that you read?
The last thing that I read in WhatsApp.
Apart from medical
I
notes.
was going to say the immunocode. The last thing I read apart from medical notes. That
I'm
is
reading
a
the book
good
now, it's
question.
called Partials.
Called what?
Fragments.
What's that?
It's a novel. I like reading, I can't not read. I love the...
What is that?
Divergent and insurgent of the post-apocalyptic
I have to,
world.
I have to read it. Yeah, the one that I'm reading, the one I'm reading now is a person of a person where I'm reading another one called It's called The Fragments School.
What's that?
This is actually a question they asked in foreign universities. If you're applying to the medicine, they actually, what was the last book you read that was not related to school? Yeah.
I will pass that with my top.
Right.
What did you read?
You will. I read something with this. You will.
Harry Potter, which one?
Last one.
Shame on yours.
Yes, I'm gonna come out.
Years ago. I usually like watch the news or look at news online and that sort of stuff in terms of the.
I like CNN on my food.
Yeah.
I was so confused about that whole government shutdown in these states. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
We shut down road on the general. We shut down.
They could, I don't know.
So are we finished with the indications and contraindications? And
Oh, just trust me.
No, you just
We got so far on that.
Is it one you wanna say some context?
Oh, sorry.
One is a question is about students of influenza and there's also Zanamivir. And the training for that is Influenza. It's similar to Tamiflu is also contains all strains. And there's also these drugs that are effective against influenza type A alone, the amantadine and remantadine.
Amantadine.
Yes, that's they would buy blocking the unfortunately the frequency and then some differently the viral
What about the vaccines? How often you give vaccines?
They now recommend annually. Yeah.
The strains,
Yeah.
change in the strains. Isn't it? I think it is the air conditioning.
Yeah, let's continue.
I don't think I've had a
I'm
flu
just
shot.
gonna take it.
I've had a flu shot. I go to eat. I would just take my food and go to
No, but I think that there's a place for flu shots, and maybe what I feel, I mean, certainly in Trinidad or in the West Indies where we are in wide open spaces and we're not shut in. Hopefully, though now we are building houses where we are shut in and we are all air conditioned and shut in.
I'm like, drinking.
No, like because you don't have open windows like you used to have, and where you have air flowing through and open ventilation and so on. So everything is now air conditioned and you close there. That's it. So I think that it depends on how you live and how your space is and so on that you would consider taking a vaccine or not. So those are,
That was actually a recommendation on I think the organization to like improve the air flow here in like space.
yeah, and what we do in the West Indies where you have airflow is that we are now shutting up the houses.
It's so hot, you know, so I have to
Yes, but you can build your house so that it can be either open or closed. Yeah, so that it could be if you could have a fan or you could have air conditioning, but it could also be open and you get light and you get air on days when it's not too hot. So those are some things that if you all ever go into architecture, you should consider.
Well,
Architecture company. I have one to say
So yeah, just a little bit of side effects. Sulfonylurea and saltonellurea can cause mild side effects, including nausea and vomiting. Zanamivir, which is inhaled, can cause difficulty breathing in some cases. And they say that pregnant women and people who have a weaker immune system or who have chronic medical problems should not get the nasal spray since it contains a live virus. If you live with a person with a severely weaker immune system, you should not get the nasal spray as well. I don't really understand that part.
Why do you think? Just think about it. If you have somebody who is severely immunocompromised and you use the nasal spray that has then you can spread it to whoever is.
Right, that's
because you can get it full.
Especially if there's no air going through the house. You close it.
You need some order though because most of you get an infection from a person. Or you add in the alternative virus, it could get you, and you could actually get the whole virus. The immune system can't deal with the attenuated and the real one.
Okay, so vaccine side effects is just soreness at the injection site. And people have serious allergies to egg products. It has been known to contain prepared samples containing egg grown in eggs. So you can't take it. Other possible side effects include body aches, headache, and improved fever.
There's no autism there, Anything to add, sir? Okay, I think we went through, okay, so what about the national surveillance system? Tell me